Hi traders, this is the weekly Forex video. My name is Chris. Video brought to you by Admiral Markets, and I'm going to take a look at the US dollar, which is testing resistance very strongly now, and it's either going to break or bounce in my view. Let's look at that in just a second. First of all though, be aware that this video is shown to a global audience but may not be suitable for everyone. Therefore, please visit admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, and contact an appropriate entity to find out if it is suitable for you. Also, please note that trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. By continuing watching this video, you agree with this disclaimer and you are aware of the risk involved when trading. Euro dollar daily chart to be precise, and euro dollar is now falling but is testing an important support zone, which is why I was talking about dollar testing resistance, of course, because it's the opposite. So basically, when it's fib, so if it's going to bounce, or sorry, to break below this zone, then there's space down to the 38.2 fib, which again is a potential bouncing spot. So there is bearish space here, but price will have to break below the 23.6 fib, below this bottom, with a good daily candle close. That means a bearish candle that isn't too small and has a candle close near the low. So I would like to see price at 117.10 with the close near the low. Then in that case, yes, there's a good chance that price will break and continue in my view. However, if today, for whatever reason, moves down and there's a bounce and there's some wick here, or it still ends up bullish because we still have half a trading day left or so, in this day, so, or a bit less than that, but okay. Then, so if you get up, down and up, and it ends up bullish, then that could actually be an indication of a bounce at support. And in that case, there's a chance for price to get up to, for instance, the R2 and the R3 at 119 and 120. And there could be a bounce trade right there, and there could be a breakout of this resistance trend line like this up to that resistance spot, which itself could again be a turning spot for a move down, by the way. All right, so that would be in case price does bounce here and does break to the upside. If it doesn't, and price breaks through this support and then starts to show bearish candle on this daily chart on Monday, then yes, there's a good chance of a break, pullback, continue, for instance, down to 115, which is that 38.2 fib of the bigger daily chart. All right, so that's what I'm looking at on the euro dollar for the moment. Now more on the euro dollar tonight with Nennet in his session recap, of course, looking at the majors. I myself will obviously be taking a look at the euro dollar too on Tuesday, Wednesday, when taking a look at the live trading webinars, and Wednesday again a session with Nennet, and Thursday together we take a look at scalping. And by the way, each day there's also a 50-minute webinar on real-time trading ideas at around 10 a.m. So check that out as well. A bit of a mixture on this pair. I mean, the euro dollar is at a key zone, and I think the pound dollar in a way is at a critical level as well. Why? Well, basically we have momentum to the downside right here, but we also had a sturdy bounce, and it is, when we look at the higher time frames on the daily chart, for instance, still in an uptrend channel, and price has shown to bounce in this kind of support zone. If you add a trend line like this, let me do that like that, you can see that price had a pin bar at the S1 and is at the support levels here. So when zooming in, you can see that pin bar on Friday. So from this point of view, there might be a bit of a trace and a bounce back to resistance like here, or maybe even at 135. So that is something to keep an eye on. However, if it breaks below the S1 and that pin bar, there could be a fall down to 130, and then if it breaks through that, down to 128. All right, so that's the bearish kind of perspective. If we go both ways, I'm just keeping an eye on these trend lines to see, okay, which side will it break. For the moment, though, seems to be, engulfing twin here, but also some momentum here. So I think that if it falls, it could still find support at around 131. So all in all, I'm slightly bullish probably, but I think it does depend on the breakout and these trend lines basically. All right, so bit of indecision here. We'll have to see how price responds to these trend lines. I'm slightly bullish, but I understand that Nennet is bearish, and I can see why. I can see that this is a bit of a confusing chart. So I think that traders can see different things in this, and that could cause kind of not confusion, but could mixed analysis in a way, and different interpretations. All right. So from that perspective, it's a tough position for the dollar at this point. We have to see how this week pans out and plays out. But I think that if it breaks this resistance, though, that there's a good chance that indeed that bullish scenario will play out, as I'm leaning towards the bullish outlook. And we'll have a breakout to 133 and then 134, maybe even 135. But if it does show a zigzag here, that could again still be a bouncing spot for upside. Unless it really shows strong bearish momentum in the bear flag, then yes, I would be looking for continuation of this momentum and a break of these patterns in a way to the downside. Now, with regard to the dollar yen, this looks more bullish. Yen weakness at the moment, and I think there's on the dollar yen specifically spaced up to 114.50 and 115, which is a resistance zone on the daily chart due to the fact that there's a round level, but also tops in here. Look at these tops. Let me move the mini terminal just a bit lower. This is part of the MT4 Supreme Edition, by the way. And there's 60 extra plus features with this MT4 Supreme Edition, specifically from Admiral Markets tool. So check that out. Yeah, look at this resistance here. So yes, bullish, but key resistance level nearby. So I think a bit of retracement on the hourly chart, some flag or pattern like this could be set up well for continuation up to those targets I mentioned and continuation breakout. Or if it makes a flag, also looks like if that happens, it looks like a bull flag, and a break of that flag, yet again, good for upside. So I'm bullish unless price really flies down to the weekly pivot point like that makes a bear flag. I'm only looking for continuation patterns for more upside at this point. All right, that wraps up for now. Check out admiralmarkets.com for the MT4 Supreme Edition I just mentioned, and also, of course, webinars, analytics, and much more. And wish you all good trading. Cheers.